Hey everyone, so I am Diana. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to go over a new product that I just bought, and it came in like a bundle special. So I believe it was around $38, which I thought was a good deal because the product alone costs $38 by itself. So what I have for you today is kind of like a first impressions review. Though I've been playing around with this product for about 3 days, so I can give you a review on it and it's kind of like my first impressions, because I had to play with it before I actually wanted to come on here. So what I have is the Dermablend Cover Creme. This is a foundation. This is known as a camouflage type of makeup. Now it says it has titanium dioxide, aka sunscreen, of SPF 30. I got the color in medium beige. And also, if you want to know how long like a product like this lasts, you can also look in the back and it says 18 months, which is pretty common for most foundation products. So it came with the Cover Cream, Dermablend Long Makeup Remover, a sponge, and the Dermablend Setting Powder, along with like a small little pamphlet on how to use it. So this is the bottle. It is 1 ounce, and that is pretty common for foundations. And it is a cream formula, and like I've said, I've already been playing with it. So I've already indented it quite a bit. The foundation kind of looks pretty moist inside, glossy, like it's slippery, like a sheen to it. It almost looks like the product is melting, so you're aware if you purchase it. Got the color in medium. I still feel like I got a shade too light because I've been out in the sun lately. And I just gotten tanner. I'm just gonna warm up my face later on in the video, and that should be okay. So it also comes with the spatula to pick out the product, and then it also comes with like just a piece of paper kind of letting you know how to use it and how to go through the application process. So before I show you the application process, so later on in the video show you how I cover up a bruise and also cover up my tattoo. So it comes in about 21 different shades. You can check it up online. I believe I've seen Dermablend sold at Macy's department stores, the counter at Macy's, and I think Ulta has it too. So you can go in person and kind of try it on. The main reason why I bought this foundation, the Cover Cream, is for hyperpigmentation, or like kind of like red spots. I wanted to see if it would cover up scars, like acne scars on the face. I just wanted to see the coverage, the full coverage level of this foundation. I'm so used to liquid foundations. I've used like a cream before. Okay, it claims to have a high purity pigment in the formula, and it's supposed to have a velvet finish. You're supposed to have like this flawless look for at least 12 hours. And if you're using the powder, up to 16 hours with the powder. So this is supposed to camouflage birthmarks, bruising, burns, hyperpigmentation, lupus, post-operative concerns, scars, and vitiligo. Okay, so I'm gonna get started with the application. Kind of freaks me out trying to do the application a little bit on camera because I had to do it a few times to get it right. If you don't apply this makeup a certain way, it can look cakey. I know it says it's not meant to look cakey or like masky, but yes, it can look cakey or masky if you don't apply it properly. When first starting, is the preparation of the skin on your face. So I have clean fingers. I am going to use my fingers it states that it is better to apply this type of makeup with your fingers. But the first thing is, I've already exfoliated, so you need to, you know, wash your face with little scrubbing beads, just lightly, don't irritate your face. Wash it off, pat dry, and then what you want to do is apply a moisturizer. And I'm trying to do an oil-free moisturizer because I have combo, sometimes oily skin. So that's what I'm going to do. Going to pat it on. So with moisturizer, what you want to do is wait 2 to 3 minutes, let it sit on your face. Because if you go on straight and apply that foundation, it's just, your moisturizer is just going to sit there and not absorb. And it came with a sponge. I'm not going to use the sponge. I already was playing with it last night. I used another sponge and I don't like it with the sponge as much. I am going to take the beauty blender. See, I've already been using it and I'm going to use the beauty blender also, but mostly my skin, it is a little bit glossy. So what I usually like to do after moisturizers is get some toilet paper or blotting paper, and I like to just take the thin layer off, and I'm just gonna pat lightly, just try to get the moisture or a little bit of residue that's still on. Then you'll kind of see it. So it's just blotting my face, keeping the shine away. I tried it with a primer, without a primer, and definitely you need a primer. I know there's some people that just like to use moisturizer and then they put their foundation. That's fine, but when it comes to this type of foundation, you need a primer. It is thick. You have to work with it, blend it. You're playing basically patty cake with this makeup. It is like pancake cake mix type of makeup. I need something that's gonna give me like a smoother layer on the skin. So I have it right here on my fingers, and I'm just gonna try to cover up the pores, especially. It really needs it. So here is the foundation, here is the spatula. You can grab a small little chunk, place it on your hand right here, kind of warm it up, play with it, and then start applying it on your face. But because it started absorbing in the skin a little bit and it started wasting my product, I got a small little mirror like this that I disinfected with. So I'm using this as a palette. This is gonna help a lot and you're not gonna waste so much product. So I'm gonna work on my left side. My left side is my most complicated area because I have that slight acne scarring and red spots that I'm still, you know, trying to get rid of. Put it right here. You could do this on your hand also. This will work. You could also use a plate, like a porcelain type of plate or a glass slab. So you're just playing with it till it starts looking tacky. And you're gonna actually start warming it up on your fingers as you go. Right there. So I'm gonna take some from the spatula already. I'm gonna place it on my ring finger just to get started. And I'm just gonna start blending it into my skin. So this is my mess here that I have to work with. So I want to try to get it just try to get it even, my whole skin even. So here we go. Okay, so you want to just pat it on the skin. You don't want to rub it. It's not going to work like that. Apply it on areas you want covered. So I am getting ready to do this on my blemishes. Lightly, almost like you're stippling it on, but with your fingers. And blend it outward. It works so much better when you blend it outward. And when you're blending it, kind of going horizontal instead of going down or up. It just makes the application look much better. You don't want to over blend this foundation. If you do, you have to apply more, and you have to, you know, keep applying more and work harder. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my beauty blender. Keep in mind, don't touch the areas that you want covered already. If you do, you're just gonna have to apply more. And sometimes it's harder because you have those marks that the beauty blender can leave, or the sponge that you use. And you can always apply like a second layer. So it looks really white right now. Like OMG. Blend it upwards to your hairline. And I'm gonna say already that it gives really good coverage. And you will see if you need more, but you do kind of go through this foundation. I can see you going through it pretty quick, even though it looks like a lot. Blend towards my jawline and a little bit under, just to match it up a little bit better. Get a little extra coverage. Let me see. So I don't know if you can see here, but I do have some acne scarring. And it's not working on my acne scarring. It does look like a lot of makeup on though, I'm not gonna lie. It looks glossy, very glossy on the Dermablend setting powder. And you do need to set this. If you don't, this type of makeup is very smudgy. It's going to kind of melt off. I'm going to take like a fluffy brush. Make sure that the brush is very soft, because if it's too hard, or if a lot of the brush is coming off, a lot of the brush hairs is coming off, it's going to stick to your foundation and it's going to mess up your look. And then once this is set, forget about it. It is hard to apply more without it looking cakey. So I'm going to take the powder that it comes with, sprinkle some out. I'm going to do it on my hand because on the lid it just wasn't working for me. Okay, let me show you. So just apply it on there. You want it like this, but tap it off. You don't want to apply so much. Once you do it, that's it, you're setting it. So it's a big thing. You can actually mess it up. Tap it, tap it, tap it. Okay. So, damp it on, damp it on. Do it by sections. Tap it off. Once the gloss starts going away, you know that it is set. Okay, and that is how the foundation looks. It dead on, like just about a flawless application. I'm gonna bring life back to the face. So I'm just gonna put bronzer. Oh, one thing I want to say with this foundation, if you have like a hairier face, I recommend you kind of get some hair removal. It'll make that application look even more flawless, because with this foundation also, it can pick up a lot of the hairs and make it a little bit harder to work with. Just gonna apply some highlight right here. Oh, if you're wondering, this foundation also works well with if you want to use another foundation that's not as full coverage, like if it's a light to medium coverage, then you can use a full coverage foundation lightly and pat it on your troubled areas like I do. If you want the pigmentation to be better and more covered, this foundation works like a color corrector, but you have to know how to apply it. If you don't, it's not going to come out good. And then I'm going to blush. And voila, that is the makeup. See, my face is much warmer. Okay, so I'm going to give it the wear test now. Wear for a few hours. Then I'm gonna come back and tell you how that went for me. I'm gonna show you how I covered my tattoo. It's gonna be exciting. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you just how good the pigmentation is. Usually I would use a leg and body cover up by Dermablend because the foundation is mostly meant for your face, but last night I tried it to cover up my tattoo and it worked out. So I'm going to show you how to do it. I actually slept with it. It was all covered up, and a few hours later it just kind of came off in the bed. So it must not be right for the body. Okay, so I'm going to start out with a moisturizer. I'm going to apply it on both areas here. And again, like I said, I'm just trying to show you the pigmentation, how it's covered. Okay, until it's tacky, you know, play with it. Grab it with your finger. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go on that tattoo. Just make sure the area is very moisturized or it's gonna not look good. Alright, just pat it on there. And you wanna blend it outward at least an inch and a half. And it's better actually to do this with if your skin is a little like shaved so your hairs don't show up. I guess you can kind of see there that mine are. Pat it on top. Make sure you're really looking at the pigmentation. Give yourself more space to blend out. Okay, now I'm gonna do the bruise. You don't want to over blend with this. I'm telling you, it's actually harder to do it on your arm than doing it on your face. Then what you can do is you can actually take a sponge and in the surrounding areas, just the surrounding areas alone, do not get close to where you applied it. Blend outward a little bit. Don't blend on where the coverage is needed. And make sure you know that, where exactly it is, because if not, it will mess up. My arm is not going to look that perfect because my skin is tanner, so I would actually use a different shade. Okay, now for the powder, I'm just going to sprinkle it on my hand. I'm going to tap it. Now this is going to be hard. Okay, so let's cover up the bruise first. It is so easy to mess this up, so just tap it, go back for another layer, tap it until the glossiness is gone. There you go. This one's really glossy, so just pat so gently you're barely touching the brush, because if you do, then it is so easy to rub off. Hey everyone, so I am back with the wearability test. It's been about a little over 7 hours, so I just want to kind of give you my input of what do I think about the Dermablend. First of all, yes, I have oily combo skin. I felt like it was okay for 5 hours, the makeup on, but then after that it started to just feel a little masky to me. Like I feel that like there's a layer on me, and that's probably with the humidity, and I've stayed inside most of the day. If I was outside, it's like probably 100 degrees out there. It is super hot in California right now. But I had to blot about 3 times, and usually with other liquid foundations, I don't need to touch up as much. Also, I mentioned earlier that I applied it on my under eye, but it was just too thick. It did crease on me like twice, and it's this 3rd time I didn't fix it this time, and it looks creasing. So I wouldn't recommend putting it underneath your eyes. It just creases, and you know, I'd rather just use a concealer that's a little bit more lightweight. It works way better because I don't really deal with that issue as much, you know, with creasing underneath my eye with just regular concealer. And I had to set it a couple times, and I think it becomes cakier the more you set it. I did use my toilet paper to blot and then lightly set the makeup, but you don't want to do that too much either. You just kind of go with the flow. The coverage is good. It is camo foundation. I mean, it does what it says there. It covered my hyperpigmentation very good. I'm very excited and happy about that. Though I feel as a con, it highlights my textured issues, and it accentuates a lot on the pore areas more than other foundations do. Even with using primers to, you know, pore minimizers, things like that, it just kind of didn't work with this. I love how it can be used as a spot treatment. That's what most likely I would continue using the cover cream for. I feel like my issue is not as big for me to use the cover cream. It just requires work and maintenance with the oil issue that I have going on. It's not working with me for my textural issues, but those are my reasons. I feel like from a distance, it looks good. It really does from a distance, but from close up in a mirror, to me, it just starts looking like the makeup, it's breaking down. It started breaking down a little bit on my nose right here. Slightly started coming off a little bit with touch-ups, but you can't really tell because you're from a distance. Unless someone's like in your face, start seeing a little bit of slight patchiness on certain sides. If you have a little bit of bumps and things like that, if you have pretty smooth skin, then you know you're good with this. I also found that it kind of lightly creases on any fine lines that you might have. Like I have like a little bit of a smile line. It's not too prominent or anything like that, but just from, you know, reactions of smiling it lightly. But that, you know, that wasn't really such an issue. Like I said before, I just wouldn't wear it underneath my eyes. Yeah, it feels lightweight to me. It doesn't feel like a mask all of a sudden, but after say like 5 hours, it starts, you know, feeling like you're just feeling the changes. And yes, overall, you know, it does give coverage. Covers the pigmentation, things like that, stuff that I was looking for, but it's not that big of an issue, and I think I would want a lighter formula for me personally. But if you really need the coverage, I would go for it. I would try out the other Dermablend foundations also, but I mean, if you're looking for coverage, this is going to give you coverage, but I'm not willing to put it all over my face. I'll use it more as a spot treatment, but I gave you the pros and the cons, and you have an idea of where you want to go with this. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.